Dan, do you buy the dip?
I can't buy it yet, Alex. I mean, the truth is there's too much pessimism in the market. I mean, if I wanted to get aggressive and I had no position in oil, I might go in here. But the truth is, the pessimism is so huge here. We had this enormous kind of extension of the OPEC cuts. We have Russia coming into the deal, which should have been insanely bullish for the oil markets. It's really a one-off deal that you've never seen before, that kind of compliance between the Russians and OPEC. And instead, we got a market that has dropped. We've seen, 3 moves by the Trump administration, all of which should have been positive for energy, but in fact has been at least interpreted as negatively. The climate change and the selling of the SPR and obviously, the dismantling for the most part of a lot of the regulation controlling fracking and the dismantling of the EPA. All of this should have been positive for oil, but it's all been sort of interpreted in a negative way. And for right now, that negativity is really overwhelming the market. Despite the fundamentals, I disagree with Javier. I don't think they're going to get another 1 million barrels of shale, not at these prices of oil, not in the U.S. for the next year. But for right now, the negativity is controlling the market, and that's all that's happening.
Yeah, Energy Aspects called the sentiment putrid. I thought that was a really decent explanation of what was going on. What was also interesting to me is you have geopolitical risk that's very real over in Qatar. You also have Iran saying they're going to think about blaming Saudi Arabia for the terrorist attacks. You have President Trump talking really harshly against Iran. How do you understand that geopolitical risk? To me, you should have a $15 bounce higher. Why don't we have that?
Again, when I first came into the market, I had a mentor, and he told me when a market is bearish, all news is bearish. And that's what is really going on here. There's so much that's positive that's going in the market. Are we getting rebalancing? Yes. Is production basically rolling over in 2 of the 3 major shale plays in the United States? Yes. Are we getting compliance from everybody inside of OPEC and with the Russians? Yes. Are we, starting to see these production numbers come down and to see this rebalancing going forward? Look, I'll give you a mirror image. In 2014, we saw stockpiles going up by 1 million barrels, 1.5 million barrels a day every day, and we saw it coming on for 2 years, and nobody thought that those stockpile increases were going to be, finally we're going to convert into an oil market that collapsed.
Right.
Now we have stockpiles that are continually coming down, and nobody believes. Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley just changed their outlook for 2018 and 2019. Nobody believes that'll ever make a fundamental difference and force oil to go up, but it has to. It just for right now, the negativity is controlling everything.